Well, hello everyone. Welcome back again to our class. So today in this class we would be discussing about industry, right? And the type of industries. So basically industry is not a industry is a very common term, and I believe that everyone must have used the term or the word industry. Right, but I don't know whether you know the meaning of the industry or not. But yes, I am expecting that you might have used the word industry, like say pharmacy industry, medical, like Bollywood industry, or entertainment industry, tourism industry. Right, you must have used that tourism industry is growing fast. Right, you might say that entertainment industry. Right, these are the industry, no? So you might have used new term, but apart from these, apart from tourism, apart from entertainment, see, whatever the topics we would be discussing, all those topics would be discussed taking into consideration the business point of view, right? So even today if I am discussing about, or if I will discuss about the industry, it will be connected with industry, right? It will be connected with business. So from the business point of view, what does industry mean? See, first of all, industry is a branch of business activity. Is a branch of business activity, or it is a part of business activity. Right? There might be a spelling mistake, so you see it. So now the question is that if in a industry business activities are carried out, then the question is what type of activities are carried out? Yeah, it is a big question, right? And you might be having in your mind that if industry is a part of business activities and it carries out various types of business activities, then what type of business activity does it carries out? Right, first of all, it carries out business activities such as extraction. I will be telling you the meaning of each. Next, it carries out production activity, it carries out processing activity, and also it carries out manufacturing of goods industry. Manufacturing of goods. Now, I believe that you might be understanding, you might be knowing the meaning of production. You might know the meaning of processing. You might know the meaning of manufacturing of goods. Right, but I don't know whether you know the meaning of extraction or not. But let me tell you the meaning of this. What does extraction mean? See, extraction means getting things from nature. If you are getting things from the nature, then we are considering it as you are extracting, or you are extraction, you are performing the extraction process, right? Suppose, let me give you an example. The various examples. Suppose fishing, I believe everyone knows. Fishing means catching fish. Catching fish. So basically they are getting fish from the nature. So catching fish would be considered as extraction, right? Now agriculture, farming. Farming would also be considered as extraction. Why? Because crops are extracted from the nature, and we get, sometimes we get rock, right? We get rocks from the mountains and from various sources, right? And all those sources are from the nature, right? So even if we are getting rock from various sources, right, so that is called extraction. Now, coal coal mining. Coal mining means getting coal from the nature, right? So that coal mining would also be considered as extraction, right? So I believe now every one of you understand the meaning of extraction. In simple, extraction simple means in simple, extraction means that whatever the raw materials, whatever the materials that you get from the nature, all these materials are called extractions, right? Whatever the materials that you take from the nature, take would be a more better term. Now if you take raw materials from the nature, then it would be considered as extraction. It means you are extracting material from the nature, right? Now let's see what is written here. Industry refer to that branch of activities which is concerned with extraction, which is concerned with production. It is also concerned with processing and manufacturing of goods, right? So basically industry converts raw material into finished goods or semi finished goods, right? So what does industry simply means? Industry simply means that it converts raw material into finished goods, right? This is called industry. In industry only the raw materials are converted into finished goods, right? And the second thing is that industry help in economic development. Industry help in economic development. Now how this industry help in economic development? By providing or creating employment opportunities, by increasing production and thereby increasing the GDP of the country, and also contributing to the national income, right? So industry, it not only converts raw material into finished or semi finished goods, right? It not only take raw materials, or it not only takes materials from the nature, right? It not only process the raw materials to convert it into finished or semi finished products, but it also helps in economic development by creating employment opportunities, by increasing the production process, by increasing the production, and also increasing the GDP, and also increasing the national income, right? So this is all about the industry. Now let's move on to our next topic, which is called types of industry, right? So there are various types of industry. The first type of industry is primary industry, second one is secondary industry, and the last one is tertiary industry or service industry. Some people call it as a tertiary industry, right? But we would be calling it as tertiary industry. Remember, tertiary industry is also called service industry, right? Never forget this. Never ever forget that tertiary industry is also called service industry. Now let's focus on primary industry, which is the first type of industry, right? What is done in primary industry? Basically in primary industry, materials are extracted from the nature. Material are extracted from nature, right? Basically in primary industries, the activities are related with the nature. The activities are dealt with the nature. It means agriculture. The examples of the primary industries are agriculture. The examples of the primary industries is mining, is also, right? Fishing, forestry, and oil extraction, right? So in simple things, that I would say that the primary industry is concerned with the raw material, right? So if you are talking about the primary industry, then in primary industries, the materials that are extracted from the industry are not processed, they are used or consumed in its original form, right? They are, I mean, the products of the primary industries, are used or consumed in its original form. They are basically not processed, right? Next we have is a secondary industry. Now what is meant by a secondary industry? In secondary industries, the raw materials of the primary industries are processed to convert it into finished or semi-finished goods, right? Now in secondary industry, in secondary industries, raw materials are converted into finished goods, right? Now this raw material is extracted in primary industry. This raw material is extracted in primary industry, and the raw materials that are extracted in primary industry are used in secondary industry to convert it into finished goods, right? So it is also written here that in secondary industries the raw materials is converted into finished or semi-finished good, right? Now secondary industry also includes manufacturing industry and construction industry, right? Now there is a difference between the manufacturing industry and construction industry. Why? Because in manufacturing industries goods are produced, such as textiles, such as automobiles, such as electronic items, right? Now let me give you more example that in manufacturing industries, pen is manufactured, book is manufactured, phone is manufactured, right? Now bus is manufactured, car is manufactured, train is manufactured in manufacturing industries, right? There are many more products that have been manufactured in the manufacturing industries, but the same thing is not done in construction industry. In construction industry, basically roads are built, bridges are built, flyovers are built, buildings are built, dams are built, and many other infrastructure, like schools are built, hospitals are built. These are concerned with the construction industries. Right now, if you are talking about the construction industries, then in simple meaning, I would tell you that if there is any construction, if you see that there is a construction going on, road construction is going on, then you must understand this construction of road is concerned with the construction industry. And if you see that houses are built, houses are being constructed, then you must understand that this construction of a house belongs to the construction industry, right? So now next we have is tertiary industry. Now as already told you, tertiary industry is also called service industry, right? So basically in tertiary industries people do job in tertiary industry. Like now people working in bank or banking sector is a part of the tertiary sector, insurance is a part of tertiary sector, transportation is a part of tertiary sector, communication is a part of tertiary sector, education is also a part of tertiary sector, health is and tourism, all are part of the tertiary sectors, right? So all this for today. Now if you have any doubt, you can ask me your questions.